Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article that I will read for you and we're going to talk about is specifically or especially for those who believe and hail the United Nations as being, the world community and the body that puts us all together, and we are under a rule-based law, blah blah blah, world order. Well, this is one example here this article presents actually, where it dismisses all these childish views about United Nations. Probably some of us already know that United Nations sometimes votes certain resolutions, and there are certain bodies that will act accordingly. But some countries are punished or rewarded based on those resolutions, some are not. So this is an example where a country will not, so was condemned of something, but nobody is going to enforce anything to change that actually these guys voted to condemn. And I'm talking about the Jewish state. I don't pick on them, it's just that this is a clear example where the world community that we love so much to talk about, that you will be in the world community, the world community said this about Russia, said about this Iran, said about this and that, but when it's about some of our guys, the world community already is wrong. In this case, the world community votes, and we're gonna condemn it because the vote is not the one that we liked. Remember, we like democracy as long as everything goes our way. When it doesn't go our way, something is wrong. We don't love democracy. You guys did something wrong. Then we don't like the rule of the majority. So and I'm using Israel because it's the easiest target, let's put it this way, in this case, because it's how should I put it, a constant offender, like for instance, the United States of America with Cuba. Let's take that as an example. 29 voted resolutions in the United Nations General Assembly to condemn United States' embargo on Cuba. 29. Anything happened? No. Why not? Doesn't have the authority. But then they talk about Russia being a terrorist state and opening a trial and all this. Blah, blah, blah. Everything is based on this. If you have this, United Nations is nothing. If you don't have that, then you're going to be... All right, so Jerusalem Post. My friends, that's exactly what I got it. From Jerusalem Post today, December 7th, 2022. United Nations says Israel must give up nuclear weapons in lopsided vote. So, first, Israel legally doesn't confirm or deny that they have nuclear weapons. That's the first thing. They are not allowed to, like Iran, they're not allowed to have it, said the 7 countries or how many they are over there in the club. And Israel said, well, I don't know. And we don't allow you to verify anything on our territory. No inspections, no IAEA, nothing like that. International Atomic Energy, blah, blah, blah. No. Only Iran. Why? For the reason I said about a minute and a half ago. And again, the vote is anti-Semitic. I'm sure it is. It's not based on facts or anything. It's just that people hate some... Again, anyway. So Ukraine was absent from the vote after supporting the initial text. Yes, because it was another article about 2 weeks ago when it was another vote on Israel for the same reason, and Ukraine was for that, and then Israel said, hey, what are you doing? And you asked me to help you? And Ukraine was like, my bad. So now they weaseled out. They hid in the bathroom, in the women's bathroom. So the United Nations General Assembly affirmed that Israel must give up its nuclear weapons in a 149-6 vote taken on Wednesday. So 149, which 150 countries, put it like this, rounded up, out of 193 countries said that Israel must get rid of his nuclear weapons. And Israel already said, yes, we blew them out already, bam, 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 in the ground, we dismantled them, okay? And 6 vote against. The other ones were not around or probably abstained. So an earlier version of the text was approved in the United Nations General Assembly's 5th committee in October, that's what I'm talking about, with a 152 to 5 vote. That's where probably Ukraine was over there. Now it's 149 and 6. Ukraine had voted against Israel in the 5th committee. I told you, but this time around it was absent from the proceedings after it had been criticized for standing against Israel. It's not standing against Israel. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, you see a pedophile and that guy's gonna accuse you for voting against him. You're against me. God damn, I'm against you. You're a pedophile. So the same. Yeah, you have nuclear weapons and you have them illegally acquired. You don't participate in control or anything. You don't have any body to come verify what's going on over there. You don't have any non-proliferation treaty. They didn't sign it. So you're like big offender by the international law and the international community. So how do you want me to call you? Baby doll? Those who opposed the resolution were Canada. Good job, my Canadian friends. Hello. Good job. Israel, of course. Micronesia. You know where Micronesia is? Okay. Palau. Do you know where Palau is? And the United States. Liberia, which has been absent from the vote in October, changed its position and opposed the text. Liberia. Okay. We got that one. Another 26 countries, including India and many European states, abstained from the resolution, which is part of an annual package of about 15 anti-Israel and pro-Palestinian texts the United Nations General Assembly approves. It's not anti-Israel. But here like this, if someone says about Romanians are stupid, I'm not going to say, hey, that's anti-Romanian. It should be a crime, hate crime right there. Well, fuck you. I don't care, man. You can say whatever you want. Oh, the Romanians are this or that. Oh, so? And immediately, oh my God, that's anti-Romanian. It's not even something like this. Because if I would start saying like that, someone else is going to come and say, hey, you can't take that from me. It's only anti-this and not anti-that. Anti-Roman or anti-Latin. No, it's only anti-Semitic. But anti-Semitic doesn't go to the other Semites, which are what? The Arabs. Because they're Semites too, but only these Semites are the Semites. The other ones are half Semites. You can make things up, man. It says, does Israel actually have nuclear weapons? Yes! The Jewish state, see, the Jewish state. And I repeat that so I can buy myself some time, as Dave Chappelle said in the introduction of the Saturday Night Show, which I don't watch, but because it was Dave Chappelle, he was funny as fuck. I recommend you watch the introduction. So I'm buying myself some time, like he recommended Kanye West to do. The Jewish state is believed to be the only one of 9 countries to possess nuclear weapons and the only one in the region, even though it has never admitted to having such an arsenal. You know how you can do that? To disperse all those accusations? Allow people to come and check it out if you don't have anything to hide. Remember, when you drive a car and a cop says and stops you for, I don't know, whatever he says, well, do you mind if I search your vehicle? And you say, yes, actually I do. You don't have my permission, or at least I refuse to allow you. He's going to do it anyway if he wants. Eventually he says, why? Do you have anything to hide? And you say, you know what? Fuck off. I don't talk to you. Anyway, so I have nothing to talk to you. But again, I said no, and he's going to do whatever he wants. You record it and so on. But these guys are, no, not even invite you to come over and see. I will recommend you, if you are not familiar with the issue, what JFK, yeah, the one that got shot by Oswald, I will recommend you to see what he wanted to do to the Jewish state regarding this issue. All right? And you're going to find out that, hey, I don't think that Mr. Kennedy was in good terms with Oswald, okay? That's one. And the other one, look at the gold standard. Look at the order, I think it's 11110, and see what he says about gold. He wanted to revert to gold, the dollar. That's another one that made Oswald so upset that he said he got to go. So that's at least 2. And then the third one was, hey, maybe we should do something about this and that. You'll find out. Just check it out. But All those things triggered Oswald's anger. The resolution presumes that Israel has such weapons. It calls on Israel to not develop, produce, test, or others acquire nuclear weapons, and to renounce possession of nuclear weapons. And Israel should say, yes, I agree with that. I have nothing. Come and check it out. Now leave me the fuck alone. The resolution also called on Israel to accede to the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons Treaty and to place all its nuclear facilities under comprehensive international atomic energy safeguards, like they want to do with Iran. Israel, along with India, Pakistan, and South Sudan, has not signed the treaty. The resolution was put forward by the Palestinian Authority and 20 countries, including Israel's allies in the Middle East, such as Egypt, Jordan, Bahrain, Morocco, Sudan, and the United Arab Emirates. It was voted on just as Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, and his Emirati counterpart are leading a joint mission of ambassadors to the UN on a visit to the Jewish state. So the resolution itself was part of a slew of dozens of texts that deal with the issue of nuclear weapons and nuclear proliferation, in which Israel at times opposed or abstained. It was the only country to vote against a resolution calling for the establishment of a nuclear-free zone in the Middle East. As long as I have it. But if Iran has it, no, I oppose that one. Did you hear? It was the only country to vote against a resolution calling for the establishment of a nuclear-free zone in the Middle East. You should be okay with that. But you don't want Iran to have it, but it seems like you don't want, we find out that you have it by, you exclude yourself here, you disagree with this, and you're gonna realize, wait a second, it's you have it. Anyway, that had the support of 175 out of the UN 193 nations. So all that resolution for the free zone in the Middle East had 100 world community, remember? World community, the family of countries. 175 out of the 193. Two countries abstained from that vote, the United States and Singapore. Well, what do you want, my friends? Now you know nothing will happen to this, but they yell about Iran acquiring a nuclear weapon, but they didn't want to sign that treaty with the free zone Middle East. I wonder why. I mean, if you don't have the nuclear weapons and nobody can sniff them, because you can sniff anyway, but it's you go and do a little bit of measurements here and there. How do you think they detonated? How do they get them? How do they test them? Where do they test them? Underground? Whenever something like this happens, they have ways to verify. Anyway, when the woodchuck has his tests in how do you call it, if he got any tests in North Korea, they immediately know, yes, it was a test, or Russia or whomever. But Israel, zip it. So do you think anything will happen to these guys? No. Well, the thing is, when you see this from outside, then how can you stand for Iran should be checked in his butt deep, not to make weapons, and you have the government saying, oh, we're gonna attack and destroy these guys in self-defense. But how about Iran? Does it have any claims for self-defense, or just you have? And why is that? Because you were attacked? Iran was not attacked ever. We have Iraq, don't we? I mean, if you look in the Persian history and Iran history, it was fucked, bam, right? I mean, the last time when I had something great was when Alexander the Great fucked them, right? In 330 or something, earlier than that, 28 or whatever, he conquered the whole thing. So, you know what I mean? Because he died in 330 BCE, I think. Anyway, so this is the way it goes. When it's about me, when it's about someone else, big mouth. Yeah, so those who like United Nations and law-based blah 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 world order, check this out. One of the many. And it's not only these guys. Russia said, we're not going to abide by anything. The United Nations comes and votes now. It doesn't have the authority. We consider this and that null and voided and void. You have this. What do you want? Ping. Thank you very much for being with me again today. stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.